Hey guys, good afternoon. This is Jason Flame, host of the Master Motivation Podcast, joined by my guest today for this Tuesday Thoughts, Mr. Danny Cleary. What's going on, Danny?
We're just chatting offline, I guess, that it's just a busy week for
Yep.
both of us. We both work, kind of like in fields that are very similar to school with young people. So it's that we're approaching that graduation season, that end of year season where there's a lot of big things going on. So it's just been busy, but also exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got you have confirmation coming up. We got school graduations coming up. We have black belt promotion coming up. And it's just a busy time of year. And so when we were talking, I think we were on the treadmill on Monday, and we were just kind of talking about like, what's the word this week? What are we going to talk about? And we were talking about how busy we are. And you thought about it for a second, you're all rest. So let's talk about what you thought when I asked you about the word for this week, rest.
So the reason that came to mind is because when I think of rest, right, there's a difference between I think that have you ever had one of those days where you're going so many days in a row, and then you're like, man, I can't wait to get to whatever day, like Saturday, where there's nothing scheduled,
right,
where I don't have to do anything. And sometimes
quite often,
right, and we look forward to those days so much. And I think that I've been watching a lot of those Instagram or reels and stuff that are the short videos that come up.
Yep.
And honestly, I have kind of a bone to pick because I see some of them that are this motivational speaker people that are every single day I'm up at 3:45 a.m. and I do 10,000 curls and I drink 4 gallons of water and then I go out and I make all my money. And I'm just like, no, you don't. There's no way. This is a motivational thing. But I think that we get tricked, and especially I think as men, sometimes we get tricked into this idea that we have to be constantly grinding, moving forward. And I think that hurts us sometimes because that's when I know, at least for me, when I'm going, there comes a moment where I hit a certain wall and I have to keep going. It's not that I just go, oh, I'm not doing it, but I get crabby and grumpy. And right. And difficult to be around because I still have to do all these things, but I'm just, about it.
Yeah.
And so I think that I've learned to prioritize a day of rest or even an afternoon of rest.
Right.
And it's just a chance for you to put pause on anything because there are some things that you can't pause, but most things you can pause it and just take a minute to rest. And it doesn't necessarily mean, for some people taking a nap is their form of rest or whatever, but it can be something as for me, when I rest, it's just taking a break from doing the thing I have to do and just maybe a chance to do something I want. For me, reading scripture is my rest. Because I like to do it and it's just kind of my chance to, or I watch a video commentary on a scripture that I'm currently reading or studying because it's a chance for me to I don't need anything else. I'm just going to take all of the time, or this thing that I'm doing is strictly for me. And I can take that into play. For some people, it might be sitting in front of the television. For some people, the gym is their form of rest.
Right.
And I mean, the rest is from escaping the rigid curriculum of things that we all have that we have to get done.
Right.
And taking a breather from that to just do, what do you want to do that's going to benefit you mentally, physically, spiritually?
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you brought this up, because I feel like, there is that constant reminder on social media of the hustle mentality and you're not successful and you're not good enough unless you're hitting it hard every single day. And here's the deal, right? You talk about working out, right? I mean, I'm sure that there are some people that could work out 24 hours a day and just go, and their body probably won't quit. But most of us, if we're going to work out for any length of time, at some point, you need to let your body rest. You need to let your body recover. Right. So along with rest comes recovery. And I think that it's not only, the physical recovery, it's the mental recovery. It's the emotional recovery that we need because, if we're constantly going and we're constantly busy and we're just so in the zone, that we're not taking care of ourselves, at some point, your body's going to crash. Everything in you is just going to crash. I mean, I know that when I push too hard and I'm burning the candle at both ends, so to speak, right? That at some point I'm going to get sick. My body's just going to be like, this ain't good. Like, it's going to
Absolutely.
force you to rest. And so I love that you bring this up, because it is something that we forget about, that we need that recovery. And like you said, whether it's reading, for me, I really do love to watch a good, TV show, right? Because I can kind of escape. Um, and going to the gym can be an escape from certain things. I mean, fortunately for both of us, right? We're very passionate about our job. But on the flip side, when we're so passionate, we don't give up. We don't quit. We don't stop until we're done. And sometimes done is like really, really far. I never look at Friday, Saturday, Sunday as the weekend. Some people are like, oh, it's so cool to be Friday and be done. And for me, like, it's really just the end of the day. The end of the day, I love going home, sitting on the couch with my wife, having a great conversation, watching one of our TV shows, letting my body and brain decompress, and then boom, let's get back up, get ready, and do the next day. Again, because we're passionate about
Right.
what we do. Like, I never think, oh, I have to go to the karate studio. I have to go to the gym. No, I get to go to the gym. I get to go to the martial arts school. I get to do all the things I want to do. I have that type of mentality, but I still need rest. I still need that time to recover. And I'm sure you see it as I do in, young kids, teenagers, young adults as well. You can see when the burnout is hitting. You can
Oh,
see when they're
absolutely.
overloaded, right? And so that can
Yep.
be a challenge as well.
Absolutely. And what I tell the kids at church often is, it says it many times in the scripture, Jesus is really busy doing stuff, doing all of his Jesus stuff. And he takes multiple times in the scripture to withdraw and pray.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning it's a time for him to go, hey, I know that we're doing all this stuff right now. I'm going to go over here because I need a minute, and I'm going to just spend some time in prayer. And I like to think of that as an example of, like, what are we doing in our life to withdraw and pray? And Jesus had plenty of important things going on. And we have tons of important things going on, but there is value in withdrawing, resting, giving your body a chance to recalibrate, your mind a chance to recalibrate, and then go back and attack whatever it is you're trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
especially in young people, because a lot of these kids are getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning after they were just doing homework until midnight. And then they got to go to school, and then they're at school for 8 hours, and then they got practice. And then after practice, they got to get home and get back on that homework. And sometimes it's like, us as adults or parents or teachers or coaches, we're always like, come on, why are they not more motivated? It's like, well, are you giving them time to recover and relax for a minute before we're
Mm-hmm.
just constantly, like, the demand if the demand is high, the support and recovery needs to be high,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's how we find balance in our
Right.
life, or as some people would say, how we counterbalance the stresses and the busyness of our life is remembering to take that rest. Because again, at some point, your body's going to shut down. At some point, mentally, you're just going to start phoning it in. You're going to be going through the motions, and you're not doing it with the same passion. So this is definitely a good word. When we're on the treadmill, I think when we're talking about the word, right? I actually joked, and because we were talking about being so busy and things, we had a long weekend, and I said exhaustion, and you're all rest. And so those two, right, go together and balance us out, because we need to take that rest. So I don't know
Yeah.
what you guys that are watching. I know there's a couple people watching live right now. I don't know if you have some thoughts on this topic, or I like that Danny started talking about the kids and school and homework. I just sat down with some good friends of ours, and we just talked about the kids getting ready to go to college. And dude, I don't know about you, but I didn't have the same stresses about like being in the top 5 in my class and getting to the right college. And this week, by the way, this week is decision week for college, and I see people posting the school. And then there's some of these kids that, they're going, my son's going to Moore Park College, right? And then someone else is going to like Yale, and like all this stuff that goes on in their head of what they've got to deal with. That's where this rest, really needs to come in and allow them to recover.
Well, I think that it's like I hate Facebook. All of us watching here on Facebook, because I think a lot of the time Facebook, and I see it with kids and parents, sometimes they don't want to admit it, or they don't like to hear the idea of that. Sometimes like the touting out how wonderful your kid is on Facebook is like, leave your kid is not, could be suffering from you arguing back and forth with how great, well, my kid's going to Stanford, well, my kid's going to Moore Park. It's like the value of those two things do not equate in the life of the child. Like what your kid is dealing with, like it might be different. Everybody's journey is different. Everyone's path is different. Everyone's road to success is different. And if we create value in those things, that's what stresses the poor kids out. Mm-hmm. And sometimes what parents, and I think teachers, coaches, all of us can do to help kids get that rest and recovery they need is by reminding them that as they are valuable and loved, and that all things in life will come and go. And the support that we give them, both in their times of hitting the ground and grinding and moving, we give them the same level of support in their moments of defeat, but also in their moments of where there's just nothing, where they can just relax, and encourage those moments for the young people to relax and have those moments.
No, absolutely. And I want to shout out to Gabby. Gabby, thank you for watching. And she's watching from Canada. Love it when you're watching. And thank you for your Facebook post today, Gabby, because Gabby posted something about, you ever get these messages from like that they tag you from everyone in a group, or like people hit you up as soon as you get a Facebook request that like trying to sell you something right away. And she's like, I'm going to start clearing out. Right.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. If I'm in a group and someone puts at everyone, I immediately leave the group.
You're done. You're done. Well, I'm going to add one last thought, and I know you got to get back to getting ready for confirmation week and doing all that you're doing. But, it's funny because we're talking about rest. We're talking about, maybe recovery, relax. I was thinking about my son, Mason. When Mason was little, right? He played baseball. He played football. He's done martial arts. And so many times he would say, Dad, can I just relax today? And there were times that I was like, you relax on Saturday, you relax after we're done, and as he got older, I started listening to him a little bit more, because I am one of those people that's like bang, 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 always going. And unfortunately I get to that breaking point where I'm like, okay, I have to take a rest now. And it just hit me, Mason was always, I want a relaxed day. Can we just relax today? And I was like, no relaxed day. You got to keep going. And now I can see that when we did let him relax, it allowed him to keep his passion, because I think that maybe we could have burned him out, in some of his activities a lot faster than we did, So I don't know. That's just kind of an extra thought to add in there. So Mason, if you're watching this message about resting and relaxing, I'm thinking about you and I'm listening to you. So here we go. This has been a great conversation, a great word. I love doing the Tuesday Thoughts with you, Danny. It's always a pleasure. We were looking back at memories, and we did the Millennium Live. Remember, we do the Millennium Lives, and yes, you would do the Tuesday Thoughts, and now this is all kind of coming back together. And we're always looking for new themes, guys. So if there is a specific theme, please let us know. Let's see, who is this? Is this Jackie? I don't know if it's Jackie or Mason or Madison, or I don't know, someone else. The Flames don't relax. Yes, we do sometimes, but it is a good reminder. This is a great message, Danny. Thank you for being on here with me today.
No problem.
All right, guys. Well, Facebook user, yes. Well, I said 3 names. Is it Madison, Mason, or Jackie? Which one? Quick, before I go off. But guys, tune in again next Tuesday. We'll have another word for you. Let us know what you want to talk about. And also make sure to tune in on Thursdays for Thursday Thoughts, talking about our character education and life skill program with Moore Park Karate and Krav Maga. It's Jackie. Jackie's watching. Hi, babe. See you soon. We'll relax, but we don't have a show to watch. We're going to have to find a new show to watch. All right. That's it, guys. I'm rambling. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Danny.
You got it. See you later.